So I'm going to tell you the story that fucked me off today. If you go to Lidl, certain Lidls have a scan machine where you scan your barcode on your receipt, you put your registration in, and you piss off and leave. They shut that down because of COVID. They don't want people touching the screens. They don't want people staying in the shop for too long. Fair enough. But since it has closed down, there is a sign on the screen saying you do not need to enter your registration anymore. Simple. You do not. It says it in big, bold writing. So I always have customers coming to me, not reading the screen, asking me questions. I help. I'll be like, you don't have to do it, you don't have to do it, you don't have to do it, blah, 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 blah. So I saw this guy and he was staring at the screen. I went to go say to him, you don't have to do it. And then I looked and thought, do you know what? Hang on a minute. I'ma see what he does. Because why can't these customers read like I can on the screen? Because if I was a customer and I walked in and it said you don't need to, you bounce off. It says on the screen, you don't need to. So the Donny walks up to the screen. He reads the screen. You do not need to enter your registration to park. Starts tapping the screen. I'm thinking, the fuck? Like, he's just read it. Like, I've watched him read it. So he takes a step back, does that little squint thing people does, gets closer again. I go, okay, maybe he didn't read it properly the first time. Let's watch. You do not need to enter your registration to park the mansion. He taps it even harder. I'm looking at him thinking, is he blind or can he not read? So he then turns around to the person on the tills and goes, I was looking at him thinking, what? He says, do I need to do it? I was looking at him and looking at the person on the tills just thinking, what? Why is he asking the question? He's read it twice. He said, do I need to do it? The person on the even on the tills looked at me and then looked at him confused and was like, you don't need to do it. He was like, but it says on the screen. And then I was thinking, yes, it says on the screen you don't need to do it. And he still was looking at the screen, tapping it hard, and I'm thinking, in a minute, this guy's gonna go through the screen. You know when you press hard on like on a screen and you see it dip in, it comes out? The screen had changed color because he was denting the pixels with how hard he was hitting the screen. So eventually, she said you didn't need to. The time limit still applied, and he fucked off. I went over to her. I said, did you just see that? She said, what? I said, the Donny asked you the question after reading, you do not, in big, bold writing. You do not. But if on the screen it said, you are a wanker, have a good day, he'd be like, can I speak to your manager about the rude message? He would be able to read that and tell me, whenever it's shit like that, you customers can read. When it says free on it, suddenly everyone can read. It's free. Oh, you said it was free. It says it here, free. Whenever there's an issue, suddenly customers can read. Oh, on this packet, it says 3 for 2. Shut up. If you can't read a fucking screen that says you do not need to, and you keep harassing and haranguing and just coming up to us constantly, do you need to do it? Do you need to do it? If you needed to do it, not only would we let you know, but the fucking screen would say, do your parking. Not, do not do your parking. So do not come into my store and ask me a stupid question, because it gets to a point where at first I'm like, yeah. And after 1,000 times, this is what customers don't understand. It's not just one person. When you come in and you see someone getting annoyed in retail, you think that, oh, they're so... No, we're not grumpy. We just have to deal with stupidity throughout the whole day. And as I said, if the sign had said free, you'd have had a queue of 50 fucking customers saying, but it said free on there, so we can get it for free. But when it's something that requires a bit more reading or a bit more understanding than one simple word of free, yes or no, customers want to bring you over because they can't be asked to read. If it says on the screen you do not, that means guess what? You do not.